There's a moment in every person's life when they realize they've been living small, following rules they never agreed to, chasing approval from people who've already given up on their own dreams. One day, you wake up and feel it. The quiet anger, the hunger, the voice that says, "There's more than this." That voice is not delusion. It's destiny calling your name, and the ones who answer it, the ones who listen instead of silence it, they become the few who rise. Because before you ever hold success in your hands, you must first build it in your mind. This is where that journey begins, learning how to think like a millionaire before you ever become one. They say success begins in the mind long before it appears in the world. And they're right. Every fortune that ever existed began first as an invisible thought, a spark of belief in the mind of someone who refused to let circumstance dictate their destiny. Before the skyscraper, there was a sketch. Before the masterpiece, a blank canvas. Before the millionaire, a mindset that refused to accept mediocrity as reality. You see, the difference between those who live ordinary lives and those who shape history is not luck, not connections, not even timing. It's how they think. The rich, the builders, the visionaries of every generation, they think in terms of creation, not survival. They see opportunity where others see risk. They see growth where others see loss. They see potential in places most people never even look. And yet most people never learn this truth. They wait for success to happen to them, as if life will one day tap them on the shoulder and whisper, "It's your turn." But the truth is brutal and liberating. No one is coming to make you successful. No one is coming to fix your mindset. No one is coming to rewrite your story. You are both the author and the hero of your own rise. To think like a millionaire before you become one, you must first understand the law of cause and effect, the oldest law in the universe and the foundation of every success principle ever written. Every result in your life is the effect. Every thought, every belief you entertain is the cause. You cannot plant seeds of doubt and expect to harvest confidence. You cannot water fear and expect courage to grow. So the first step, the real foundation, is awareness. Awareness of how you think, what you tolerate, what you believe is possible for you. Because you don't get what you want in life, you get what you expect. When you study the greats, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Edison, Ford, Jobs, you notice a pattern. They all lived with an almost unreasonable level of certainty in their vision. Edison failed 10,000 times before creating a light bulb, and yet when a reporter asked him if he felt like a failure, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's not ego. That's mindset. That's millionaire thinking before the million ever existed. You see, to the average mind, failure is the end. To the millionaire mind, it's just data, information, feedback on the journey to mastery. That's why most people stop at struggle, but the few keep going. Because struggle is not a signal to quit. It's a test to qualify you for what's next. The world doesn't pay you for effort. It pays you for value. And value is built through discipline, through thinking differently when most people think emotionally. When fear says stop, the millionaire mind says analyze. When others say impossible, it says inevitable with time. When others chase pleasure, it chases purpose. So if you want to think like a millionaire before you become one, stop asking, "What can I get?" and start asking, "What can I build?" Because wealth, true wealth, is a byproduct of value creation. The more people you serve, the more lives you improve, the more abundance flows toward you. That's not just business, that's nature. And yet none of that begins with money. It begins with vision. If your mind cannot see beyond the paycheck, it will never hold the blueprint for prosperity. The greatest fortunes were not built by people chasing money. They were built by people chasing ideas, solutions, innovations that changed how others lived. When Walt Disney stood in a field of weeds and dirt in Florida and said, "This will be the happiest place on earth," people laughed. They said he was delusional, but he saw what they couldn't. He thought in terms of what could be, not what was. That is millionaire thinking. That is creation thinking. You must learn to live in two worlds at once, the world that is and the world that can be. One is governed by logic, the other by faith. Logic builds walls, faith builds empires. Faith is not belief without reason, it's belief without evidence. It's the ability to act on a vision before it exists. It's saying, I will become the person capable of creating this outcome, even when there's no proof you can. You don't need to see the entire staircase. You just need to take the first step with conviction. Because when your mind moves, your world moves with it. The mind of a millionaire is not obsessed with results. It's obsessed with becoming. Becoming disciplined enough to follow through, patient enough to stay the course, relentless enough to start again after every setback. That's where real transformation begins, in the silence, in the moments when no one is watching, in the decisions that seem small but shape your destiny. When you wake up early even when no one will know, when you read instead of scrolling, when you study while others sleep, when you choose to believe in yourself after another rejection. That's where wealth is born, in invisible moments of discipline that compound into a visible life of power. And here's the truth most people never face. It's not your circumstances holding you back, it's your conditioning. You were taught to think small, to fit in, to play it safe, to take the secure path that everyone around you believed was right. But security is the illusion that keeps most people from ever touching greatness. Because real security doesn't come from a job title, a paycheck, or a degree. It comes from your ability to create, to adapt, to think independently when the world trembles. Millionaire thinking begins when you stop living reactively and start living intentionally. When you stop letting the world program you and start programming yourself. Every time you feed your mind new ideas, every time you question your limitations, every time you act when fear tells you not to, you are rewiring the architecture of your destiny. Understand this. Thought is energy. What you think about repeatedly becomes magnetic. If you dwell on lack, you attract more of it. If you dwell on abundance, opportunity, and possibility, you begin to notice paths that others overlook. That is the law of focus. And every self-made success story is written in its ink. Think of Henry Ford. Before the automobile, the world moved on horses. The newspapers mocked him. Investors doubted him. Experts said it was impossible for the average person to afford a motor car. But Ford didn't see the world as it was. He saw it as it could be. He once said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." That line has built more fortunes than any stock market in history. Because it reveals the fundamental truth of creation. Your reality bends to the strength of your belief. But belief alone is not enough. Belief must be backed by clarity. You must see where you're going, vividly, repeatedly, obsessively. A millionaire mind does not wish vaguely, it visualizes specifically. You want wealth? Define what that means. You want freedom? Describe what your days look like when you have it. You want impact? See the faces of those you'll serve. You cannot hit a target you cannot see, and clarity turns imagination into instruction. Every morning, before the world speaks, speak to yourself. See the version of you who has already achieved what you're working for. See their posture, their peace, their power. See how they walk into a room, how they make decisions, how they treat people. Because that future version of you is not fantasy. It's a frequency. The more you think like them, act like them, and discipline yourself like them, the closer you align to that vibration. This is why millionaires wake up with purpose. Their day begins in alignment with their vision. They do not stumble into their morning scrolling through distraction. They command the day with intention. They train the mind before they train the body, because they understand that the mind is the general and the body is the soldier. Discipline, then, is the bridge between vision and victory. It is the quiet force that turns dreams into blueprints and blueprints into results. Discipline is what keeps the millionaire calm when others panic. It's what keeps them moving forward when others freeze in fear. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are voting for the person you're becoming. And those votes add up, not in days, not in weeks, but in decades. That's how wealth compounds. That's how greatness compounds. Every habit, every repetition, every small act of integrity, they build momentum until one day what once seemed impossible feels inevitable. But remember, discipline is not punishment. It's power. It's self-respect in action. It's saying, I am worthy of keeping the promises I make to myself. Because if you can't trust yourself to follow through on your word, how can the universe trust you with more? There's a moment in every creator's life when no one believes in them, when the dream feels too far, the rejection too loud, the results too slow. And in that darkness, you face the ultimate choice: give in to doubt or double down on faith. That moment is the birth of every millionaire mindset. When Abraham Lincoln lost 8 elections before becoming president, when Edison failed thousands of times, when Disney was told he lacked imagination, when Oprah was fired from her first TV job, they all faced the same choice. Do I accept the opinion of others as truth, or do I rewrite it with my own conviction? They chose conviction. They chose vision over validation, and that is the heartbeat of millionaire thinking. To believe long before the world applauds you. Your dream is not supposed to be convenient. It's supposed to be consuming, because creation demands all of you. Your time, your focus, your doubt, your pain, your patience. It will stretch you, break you, refine you, and then rebuild you into someone capable of holding the blessing you once prayed for. So don't fear the struggle. Don't curse the waiting. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is sacred ground. It's where strength is built, where wisdom is forged, where your old self dies and your new self is born. Every test is training. Every setback is shaping. Every delay is divine. You are being prepared, not punished. And one day, you'll look back on these hard seasons and realize this was the price of your transformation. This was where the millionaire mind was born, long before the money ever came. There comes a moment when you stop asking life for permission. A moment when you realize that no one is coming to crown you. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to hand you a map. Because the path is not found, it's forged. Every person who has ever built something extraordinary began by building themselves. They mastered their emotions, their focus, their reactions, their attitude. They understood that success is 80% psychology and only 20% mechanics. Because no matter what strategy you follow, no plan will ever save a weak mindset. To think like a millionaire before you become one is to see yourself as a creator, not a consumer. It's to understand that the world belongs to those who can stay calm in chaos and decisive in uncertainty. When others lose faith, you become the anchor. When others look for a leader, you have already been preparing in silence. Purpose is the compass that keeps the millionaire mind from drifting. Without purpose, success becomes a chase, endless, exhausting, hollow. But when you are guided by something deeper than money, a mission, a reason, a cause, you move differently. Your work gains weight. Your discipline becomes devotion. Ask yourself, why do I want this life? If your answer is shallow, your motivation will fade with every obstacle. But if your answer carries meaning, if it's tied to contribution, to legacy, to freedom, no failure can extinguish it. When your purpose is strong enough, excuses dissolve. Doubt becomes noise. The opinions of others lose their gravity. Because you no longer chase external validation, you are pulled by internal conviction. Think of Andrew Carnegie. Before he was one of the richest men in the world, he was a poor Scottish immigrant working in a factory for pennies. But he had a vision bigger than steel. He believed in creating systems that could outlive him. He once said, "No man becomes rich unless he enriches others." That philosophy, service before self, became the seed of his empire. You must find your version of that truth. What will your wealth stand for? What will your success represent? Because when money is the only goal, it becomes a prison of endless pursuit. But when money becomes the tool to serve purpose, it becomes freedom itself. Purpose gives direction, but resilience gives power. And resilience is not built in comfort. It's built in contradiction. It's born when everything in you says stop, but your spirit whispers, keep going. Most people mistake discomfort for danger, but discomfort is not danger. It's development. It's your old identity breaking apart to make space for the next one. You cannot become more without losing parts of who you were. Every version of you that succeeds must first bury the one that's settled. Look at Thomas Edison. He faced ridicule, bankruptcy, even blindness from chemical burns, yet he never stopped experimenting. He didn't see obstacles as signs of failure, he saw them as proof that progress was near. His mind was immune to despair because he had trained it to see through adversity, not around it. That's what millionaires do. They interpret pain differently. Pain to the ordinary mind means suffering. Pain to the millionaire mind means signal. It's the universe asking, how badly do you want this? Resilience is built through repetition, through the decision to stand back up again and again until the world understands you cannot be broken. Every rejection, every failure, every delay are chisels sculpting the diamond within you. And adaptability, that's your secret weapon. The world changes faster than ever before. Technology evolves, industries rise and fall, and trends fade overnight. The average person resists change because they fear it. The millionaire embraces it because they understand it. Change is not the enemy, it's the playground of opportunity. Adaptability is the art of reinventing yourself before the world forces you to. It's seeing the storm not as destruction, but as renewal. It's knowing that when life shifts, your mind must shift faster. Because the ones who thrive aren't the strongest or the smartest, they're the most adaptable. That's why you must remain a student. Hungry, curious, teachable. Never let success make you arrogant or comfort make you blind. The moment you stop learning, you start dying. Every self-made millionaire you admire has one thing in common. They're obsessed with growth. They devour knowledge, seek mentors, question assumptions, and upgrade their skills relentlessly. They understand that the more they evolve, the more their world expands to match them. So feed your mind like a warrior feeds his body. Surround yourself with voices that challenge you, not comfort you. Read biographies of those who conquered the impossible. Listen to thinkers who expand your awareness. Protect your environment like it's sacred ground, because it is. Your environment is the soil from which your destiny grows. If you surround yourself with mediocrity, mediocrity will feel normal. But if you surround yourself with excellence, even through books, videos, mentors, excellence will become your new baseline. And as your standards rise, your life must rise with them. Because life does not give you what you want, it gives you what you demand. Not from others, but from yourself. The world rewards those who act as if they are already the person they aspire to become. You must embody the frequency of wealth, leadership, discipline, and vision before the material proof arrives. The millionaire mind knows this. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So start thinking like a leader before you have followers. Start managing your money before you have abundance. Start walking with confidence before you have results. Because the identity comes first and reality follows. You are not waiting to become successful. You are training to handle success. Self-mastery is the summit of millionaire thinking. It's the moment you realize power isn't about control over others, but command over yourself, your impulses, emotions, and energy. Gratitude becomes your anchor, turning every challenge into fuel. Energy becomes sacred currency, invested only in creation, never in complaint. And when discipline meets gratitude, you enter flow, the zone where success feels inevitable. This is the awakening. Wealth was never just money. It was clarity, purpose, and peace earned through mastery. You are no longer chasing success, you have become it. The millionaire mind is now your reality.